Hi, and welcome to a monthly reset vlog. First things first, we're gonna make a coffee to fuel everything. Quick change of my shirt and I am ready to go. So I made my little latte so I have some fuel to get through this first part and through the rest of my day. But my very first step is going to be to go through my planner and set everything up for the next month. So any dates that I have that I already know I'm busy, appointments, date nights, that kind of stuff, I'm gonna pop in here first. I'm also going to pop in the dates that all my bills come out of my account so that I have like a visual reminder of that one, and any specific tasks or something that need to happen by a certain date. So it can be kind of difficult to look forward at the whole month, especially when things are going so back and forth between different lockdowns, different health measures, what you may or may not have access to at any point in time. It's kind of hard to make plans for a whole month. However, just put in whatever you already know and then some outlines of things that you may want to do, and then you can pivot if something changes. But I think it's more important to try and put in as much information as possible so that you are ready for things when they happen, as opposed to under preparing and then being surprised when something comes up. So that is going to be my first step, just all of my dates and specific things that need to go in here. So to take you through my planner setup, this is the beginning of the month for February. There is a giant 2-page calendar with a little set of notes area on the side. I already have a couple of things popped in here that I just remembered, or the date of them had changed from the last time, so I wanted to update that. Then you've got this month's priorities. So something I really like about this planner is that at the beginning of the month, you can kind of set out some intentions or things to prioritize for the month. So I am going to fill out this section after I fill out all of my appointments and whatnot when I'm doing my goal planning section. So then you've got your day by day breakdown here, obviously larger blocks for weekdays and smaller for weekends. So this is what I'm gonna go through and fill out right now. To fill out the priorities section next, and then I'm going to write my monthly goals on this side. My priorities, I usually try and pull partially from my goals and my intentions that I've set for the whole year, but they can also kind of work around the activities or things I have planned for the month. So for an important thing this month, Griffin and I are celebrating 8 years together, so that's what's going to go there. Whereas last month, my important thing was doing the More Money Challenge, which I'm going to create a whole video about, but I did that with my You Need a Budget app. So these are kind of specific things to this month, but also kind of looking at an overarching goal for the year. So it's just kind of a nice place to set an intention for your month. And I do kind of write general ones as well for the whole month that might not fall directly in these categories, but these categories are always around my intentions and my goals for the whole year as well as the month. filled out my priorities and my goals for the month. I'm gonna run you all through them. So my priorities, something fun. We are ordering in for a date night for our anniversary. Something calming, I'm gonna try waking up without snooze this month. I've been really bad for it recently, setting my alarm for, 15 to 20 minutes before I actually have to get up, and then snoozing, and then sometimes snoozing again, and then rushing in the morning. So hopefully this will take some of the stress on my mornings. Something important, like I mentioned before, my 8-year anniversary with my boyfriend. Something healthy, I'm gonna be rediscovering movement this month. I haven't really been moving very much in January, like intentionally, and like working out and that kind of stuff. So that's an important project for the month. And then something for me, I'm going to continue with my good money habits that I created this month. Again, I'm going to create a whole video talking about the You Need a Budget More Money Challenge. My February goals, tretinoin every day, so that's my skincare for my acne. I've been doing that this month, so I'm gonna try and continue that through February. I want to post 8 YouTube videos, 8 Instagram posts, doing my headspace meditation 5 times a week, hitting my Apple Health goal. Those goals only come out at the beginning of the month, so I don't actually know what the goal is going to be for February, but I'm trying to hit my Apple Health goal every single month this year, so I will add in what the actual goal is when that pops up. I want to read 1 book. My goal is to read at least 10 books this year because I've been really out of the habit of reading over the past couple of years since I graduated in university. So I'm trying to finish a book this month, and I'm gonna try and do the same thing next month. Stick to a coffee budget. So I have not been eating out or having coffee out at all in the month of January to try and be low spend. So I'm gonna set myself a coffee budget for the month of February and not go outside of it. Keep on top of my weekly CABE readings. So that is my Canadian accredited insurance broker course that I'm taking. I'm doing a weekly online tutorial for it, so I just want to make sure I stay on top of the reading of each chapter before my actual class. Buy a plane ticket. I'm going to be a little bit elusive with that one for right now. We are planning a trip and we need to buy our plane tickets in February for that. So I will have a whole trip video. I'm not quite sure when I'm going to release that information, but I will definitely have a bunch of planning and information videos about our trip that's going to happen later this year. So that's happening in February. And then make a TikTok content plan. I want to get better at posting on all platforms and especially making TikToks and Reels, but I have yet to actually make a plan for how often I want to post or what content I want to create. So that's going to be a project to do in February. My intentions are getting back into movement, like I mentioned before. Another low spend month. I felt really good keeping my spending low this month, and I need to continue that. Again, because we're going on a trip, I need to save some extra money so I can enjoy myself on that trip. And then keep up with those habits because I set similar habits of posting and meditation and stuff in January, and it's been going really well. So now what I'm going to do, which is something that I did in January as well, is on the bottom of each week, I wrote those things that I said, I want to do this twice a week or 3 times a week or whatever. I wrote them on the bottom of each week to keep up with them and check them off as I completed them. So now I'm going to go through and write that on the bottom of each week to make sure that I am actually completing the things that I'm trying to do. And it's a little weekly reminder to check in with my monthly goals. Planner, completely finished. Month view, you see all of my bills and when they come out, so it's not a surprise. I also have those entered in my budget so I can see them there on the daily and update them once they've been pulled out of my account or I paid them manually. And I also have our 8-year anniversary in there. We already went through this section with the priorities and the goals. And now we go to my week-to-week breakdown where I have color-coded all of my stuff. So anything in blue is like a social thing. So basically I only have my family calls in there because again, it is next month. And also with the different closures and stuff happening, it's kind of hard to plan with friends in advance for like coffee or drinks or dinner. But there are a couple friends that I'd like to see in the month of February. So I will probably be adding more social things in there. Bills are in a light green color, the same color that they are in the monthly breakdown, and paydays are in dark green colors. And then I have my check boxes for the week for all of my habits that I want to keep up. So this is a bill heavy week that will be funded all by this paycheck that comes in on that Thursday. And I have a birthday to remember in there for my uncle. And then this is the week of my 8-year anniversary. So we're doing a date night and that's when we're going to order in and we are going to do a little vlog that day as well. Paycheck, 2 more bills. Oh, also Valentine's Day is on the Monday. We don't really have much planned for that because our anniversary and Valentine's Day are so close together. We usually just kind of pick one of them and do something for it, as opposed to doing something for both, because that can be kind of expensive back to back. So this time, because our anniversary is on the weekend and it's actually a long weekend in Ontario because we have family day, we are doing our date night and kind of celebration on our anniversary as opposed to Valentine's Day. And then I have a brow appointment scheduled in that I actually booked today, and a couple of bills for the end of the month and family day, so I'm not at work that day. I have that day off. And that's about it. Again, I will be adding to this slowly as things come up, but that's kind of my basic reset and outline for the month to make sure that I know when all my bills are happening. We do our family call every Monday, so putting all of that in kind of leaves a blueprint for what the rest of my month can look like. Something that I do actually enjoy about this planner as well is they have like little holidays written in here that are kind of like fun ones. So National Margarita Day, Random Acts of Kindness Day, that kind of stuff. So I can send a card to a friend day. So I can use those and kind of theme different things that day around them as well, which I appreciate. And then my last part here, I've got these 2 lined pages before you head into the next month. So what I do is I write in my plans for content. Usually YouTube goes on the top, and then any TikTok or Reels that I want to film. And then I have a monthly to-do list. So if there's anything that's not like hyper time sensitive, I will put it in this section, and it's just something that I need to do sometime that month. So I have a couple of things in there. Again, I will add things as time goes on. And if there's anything from the previous month's list that I have not completed, I will put it in there. I usually as well end up making to-do lists in my days. So I'll bring you to January here, and you'll see that I have little check boxes in some of these days for things that I need to do that day or have time for that evening. So a whole list of stuff that I was doing for YouTube and a couple of smaller errands that I needed to run and stuff like that. So those will kind of come up while I'm at work. I usually sit down on my lunch break and plan out what I can do that evening, or sometime I'll look at my whole week on Monday and say, okay, these are all the things I need to do in a week. So, break them all down into single days. So that is my planner reset. Another task that a lot of people end up putting in their monthly resets is budgeting. However, I use the You Need a Budget app and platform. So basically what happens with that is that is a platform that you use when you get paid. So you get paychecks in there, and then you distribute the money and give it a job for everything it needs to do before you get your next paycheck. So you don't actually like pre-budget out, if that makes sense. You can create targets for the month, but you're not actually like, assigning a bunch of your money at the beginning of the month. So every time I get a paycheck, I sit down and I look at what categories need to be funded before I get my next paycheck. I'm thinking of doing like a full budgeting video with y'all and doing like what I do with my paycheck on payday kind of thing. If you're interested in that, please let me know. But it's not really a monthly thing that I do. In my You Need a Budget, it rolls over every single month. So any of my bills go directly in there. So they're preset for how much they are because they're the same every month. The only bill really that changes for the most part is our hydro bill, and Griffin actually pays that one because I pay the internet bill, but that stays the same every single month. So I won't really be going into budgeting with y'all. Again, I showed you when my bills come out in my planner, but other than that, I don't really have much to do budgeting wise. There are a couple of categories that do fluctuate month to month based on what I'm gonna need. So things like toiletries or makeup. I'm trying not to buy clothing, so I actually have nothing assigned to the clothing category. However, there are things that I can add into there, but it's just not very much. So I'm going to skip budgeting, and if y'all are interested, please let me know in the comments down below, and I can do a more in-depth tour of my You Need a Budget app and kind of my paycheck system when I get a paycheck on a payday. So let me know if you'd like to see that. But next, we are actually gonna move on to some like household chores that are kind of more of like a weekly reset thing. Some of them are a little bit more monthly, but I do a little bit of a deeper clean on like a monthly basis. So I'm going to hop into some of that and take y'all with me. And this is actually gonna be really needed because we've been a little behind on some of our cleaning tasks. We've been taking the weekends mostly slow, again, because everything's closed up in Ontario at the moment. We are just kind of savoring this slow entry into the new year and not pushing ourselves, but that's kind of resulted in lack of cleaning on the regular. So I'm going to mop the floors for sure and vacuum everywhere and all that kind of stuff. So let's do it. Fold some laundry because I did a bunch of laundry yesterday. We did some laundry stripping with the Go Clean Co recipe and stripped some of our laundry that had a bit of a funny scent. Before we moved here, we were using a laundromat for our laundry, and once or twice when we went there, when we came back, all of our clothes had this kind of like burnt scent to them. And so I just got around to identifying all those clothes that smelled like that and laundry stripped them and like double washed them basically just to get that scent out because it was not nice. So there's a lot more laundry than we normally have to fold, but it obviously needs to be done. So I'm gonna set myself up. I'm rewatching Vampire Diaries, so I'm gonna watch that while I fold my laundry. Next up is a bathroom clean. It's been a couple of weeks since I've done a deep clean in here, and there's just kind of stuff everywhere, and I cleaned the mat and the hand towel yesterday, but I need to do a quick clean of the space, and I'm gonna do it in hopefully 15 minutes or less. So going into more of the kind of like weekly reset that I have to do before this next work week, I need to empty the dishwasher, reload it with stuff, and then put away leftovers and do a whole bunch of meal prep. I find that meal prep is really helpful to get me through the week, even if it's just like pre-cutting vegetables for meals that I'm gonna cook in the evenings. Just like getting stuff all ready makes it a lot easier to actually get into the task. So that's something I like to do as frequently as possible. It does take some time, so some weeks it's just not doable based on, you know, what I have to accomplish and if we're going away for the weekend or whatever. But when I have the chance, I know that it's going to save me a lot of time throughout the week. So I'm going to do some of my classic prep, but I'm going to empty the dishwasher first. And so begins my meal prepping sequence. So I made a giant loaf of banana bread because I had a bunch of bananas that were going a little bit off. And then I actually ended up making 2 different types of salads to get us through the week. So I made a Greek quinoa salad and a pasta salad, and then we got bagels at Costco. So I actually cut those up in half and immediately put them in the freezer because if not, they will go bad. So it is actually the next day. However, I am going to run you all through the last couple steps of my monthly reset. So we've just got a couple things to cover today to kind of fully be reset for the next month. The first thing that I'm going to do actually is I'm going to do a face mask. I am fresh faced this morning, so I am going to apply a face mask. Honestly, I would like to do this more often. It's a bit of like self-care moment for me in, I don't know, the commercialized way of self-care, but it honestly makes me feel a lot better about my skin. I always try and do something hydrating, especially in the winter, because my skin gets really dry, and especially because I'm doing my acne treatment all the time. So I am going to do a face mask, hopefully revive this face, because she is very dry. We can't even really see it. I've also had a couple of like pretty intense pimples pop up recently, so hopefully this will help with that, but we shall see. So I'm gonna go apply that and then we'll do the next steps. I just ripped the package for it, but I'm using the Dr. Jart Vital Hydra Solutions sheet mask, and this one is for deep hydration, and it's honestly really great. It's my last one from this pack, and I'm really sad I'm gonna have to try and find more. I found them at Winners actually. I am freshly hydrated. You can see that glowy face. I also did an under eye cream after I finished my mask, but honestly my face feels so refreshed, and I think that anyone who experiences like a drier climate in winter, a nice skincare moment, mask moment, even if you're only doing it once a month on your monthly reset, is excellent for your skin, and it just like gives you a moment to pause and relax, because generally when you're wearing a sheet mask, at least for me, I don't know if anybody else is like Superwoman, but for me, when I'm wearing a sheet mask, I kind of have to like sit down and take a minute. So I'll either do a meditation or I'll read or whatever. Also maybe scroll TikTok if I'm being honest, but it gives me a moment to like slow down, pause, which is nice when I'm trying to do like a whole bunch of things to reset. I am obviously busy doing laundry and meal prep and all that stuff, so it's nice to just like sit down for a minute and reflect and take it slow while I've got a face mask on. But now that that's done, I am back to it. So my next task to do is to vacuum everywhere, which is a weekly task, but then I mop afterwards. And I don't know if this is like a gross thing to admit, but mopping my whole apartment is a monthly reset task for me. I'm not doing that frequently, like unless we're like spilling things like on the floor or whatever. For the most part, I am doing a mop once a month, and it's like a serious one all throughout the apartment. I do steaming hot water and a like teaspoon of powdered Tide. It's another Go Clean Go recipe, so that's what I'll do. And then if I need to like sanitize and stuff too, then I'll do bleach with that as well, just a little bit of bleach with that. But that is a monthly task for me. Don't come at me in the comments if you think that's gross and I should be mopping more. It's just a bit of a bigger task, and I have to like mop myself into my room before I go to bed at night, and it's like a whole thing. So I'm going to vacuum and mop. I just wanted to share, I have the Bissell Icon Pet Pro. My dog Groot actually doesn't shed, so the like pet capabilities and the hair grabbing capabilities aren't like the most relevant for us. However, the suction and the ease of using this vacuum is really wonderful. I actually just bought it for myself for my birthday in November, so I haven't had it for very long. We had a Dyson before that, and it was great too. We loved our Dyson. I think it was like the V5 maybe. It's like an older model. However, a couple years ago, one of the people that was subletting from us actually broke the vacuum and like the seal on the filter in the top, so it just hasn't worked as well since then, and it's been like a frustrating situation every time we've used the vacuum since, which is obviously a lot. So I invested in this for my birthday. I got it on sale for Black Friday, and it was like $150 off or something, but we are absolutely in love with it. It is a wonderful vacuum. So something that I absolutely love about this vacuum is the light on the front of it, so it's really easy to see any of the dirt or stuff that you might be missing. This is a very well-liked feature on the Dyson that's like the most comparable to this one, but it literally costs like 3 times as much, so you can get this same feature on a much cheaper vacuum that has a very similar effectiveness. So I'm just grabbing this from my garage because that's where it's stored right now, but I use the Vileda Spin Mop and put the water and stuff in there. So it's got this pedal on it, and you use it to wring the water out of the mop. But it's a really great mop, and we have loved using it. And again, another one recommended by Go Clean Co. I'm going to sing their praises till I die. And in the mop bucket goes very hot water and then some powdered Tide. I'm actually almost out. I have to order more when we do our next grocery shop. But powdered Tide is one of the best inventions ever. It runs a little bit expensive. I think you can get this size, which is the 3 kilogram one for about 18 bucks. And then the one that is like maybe 5 kilograms, maybe that's too much, 4.5, is like 23. So my suggestion would obviously be to get the larger one because it's better value, but it also comes with a $4 coupon for future purchases. So that's what I use mixed in with the hot water, and then you just put that on your floors with the mop. Very simple recipe. Last clip I did was talking about my floor mopping routine, and I realized that I did not really end off this video effectively, which is not shocking if you've watched my other content, and something I'm trying to actively improve on. So I just wanted to wrap up my monthly reset video saying that your monthly reset does not have to look like mine. There might be other steps that you involve in your monthly reset that are not relevant to me, or that I just didn't happen to share. So I encourage you, if your monthly reset looks different, or you think that there's something that I'm missing that might make my life so much easier for the next month, please comment it down below, because I'm always looking for opportunities to improve my resets, whether it's weekly or monthly, so that I can set myself up for success. So please leave a comment down below with anything that you do for your monthly reset that leads you to success in your upcoming month, and leave a like and subscribe as well. It really does help me out, and we will see y'all very soon. I hope that your resets for the month of February go very smoothly and you hit all of your goals for the month. Bye, babes.